Hi there. I'm Tyler Jeffcoat with Seller Accountant. And one of the questions that I get all the time in our CFO and bookkeeping practice is, okay, I'm thinking about going to market, but I need to learn something about how to value my Amazon or e-commerce business. I mean, right, if you're an Amazon seller and you're doing any sizable volume, or if you've grown quite a bit over the last, say, year, you're probably starting to get pings or requests or inquiries from the aggregators, the roll-up funds that have raised enormous amounts of cash over the last 2 years and are aggressively buying our business type. This is a good thing for the Amazon seller world, because it's infusing lots of capital, it's bringing lots of attention to the business, and it's therefore driving up the values of these enterprises. But before we engage in these complex discussions, these negotiations, we need to understand the basics of how to value our business so that we don't fall into either ditch. Somebody comes and lowballs us, and we can avoid getting lowballed if we understand how to value the business. Or on the other side, somebody might try to give us a deal that sounds too good to be true, and it probably is. And so understanding what the real value of these Amazon-based or e-commerce-based businesses are is just really important. And so this video series, I'm going to walk you through how we're involved with a lot of deals. We're not a broker. We're just involved as the fractional CFO and as the bookkeeping team. I want to walk you through how to view and how to appraise your Amazon business so that you can go into those key discussions fully armed and ready to go. It's going to be a series of videos. We're going to talk about what makes appraising this kind of company a little bit different than other assets. That'll be the rest of this video. We're going to go into the key drivers of value with sellers' discretionary earnings and inventory valuation. We're going to talk about some common deal structures that you see on the market and why you may or may not want to bring a broker onto your team, depending on your deal type. And then we're going to talk about some nuggets, some things that I'm seeing in the highest end deals, the deals getting the top multiples on the market. That'll be the final video, and I'll try to tie it up with a nice bow in that one. So let's dive into valuing an asset. I'm going to promise I'll make this quick because this is more general economics. But you've heard it said, and it's totally true, that beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? Something is worth whatever someone else is willing to pay you for that something. And so when we try to value real estate, there's market forces that either drive up or drive down the price, but there's also this beautiful thing called a comp, a comparison, a similar asset that we can use to understand on some level the value of this piece of real estate. It's kind of similar with a car. If I'm going to buy a Ford pickup truck from 2012, I can look in Kelley Blue Book or one of these other services, and I can basically determine the value of that asset based on thousands of transactions that have happened where similar assets were bought and sold. And so understanding the market is pretty simple. But when it comes to selling a business, businesses are unique. They're very unique. They're very divergent in the things that are important to them. And so normally valuing businesses is extremely hard because there are lots of variables. How active is the owner? How good is the cash flow? How much real estate is involved? How much is the competitor involved? The nice thing about an e-commerce or Amazon-based business is that these particular small businesses are just homogenous enough. They're just similar enough in the business model that it makes it possible to do some level of comparison with other Amazon sellers in the industry. And as a result, you and I can talk with some level of intelligence. Now, again, every deal is different. Every buyer is different. Every situation is different. But at least in this industry, we can do what's called appraising the business based on some critical factors. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next few videos. So hang with us here over the next couple of weeks as we release these videos. We're going to really go in deep in terms of defining what sellers' discretionary earnings are, how to really do your add back schedule. At least we're going to touch on that, how to look at your inventory and your catalog, how to optimize your offering so that when you get ready to have these discussions, you're ready to do as well as you possibly can. Look forward to having those discussions with you. Take care.